All right, guys. Hi. I'm going to speak my piece for a minute, and that's what I'm going to do. Uh, I'll just go ahead. I realize I'm going to throw myself out to the wolves right now by doing this, but so be it. We're divided. America as a country, we're really divided right now. This is going deeper than this is way beyond Republican versus Democrat. At this point, we're talking about, in my opinion, a possible civil war. This division is getting stronger and stronger, and you know, at some point we have to recognize who we're actually fighting with, because in reality, we're fighting amongst ourselves. I've seen friends quit talking to friends who've been friends for 20 years, family members, neighbors, you name it. I think a lot of us have seen it. And at some point we got to question, like, what's actually going on, you know? In a sense, I kind of feel like the very technology that we created in order to make life more comfortable for us and more convenient and advance us is in a way destroying us, because a lot of this is taking place on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter, and I'm only on Facebook, but I see it every day. It's become a rant, you know. And now, of course, people are questioning the media, so they don't know what to believe, and there's a panic amongst themselves, and so now we're in this state, this mind frame where I know what I believe. This is my camp. If you're in my camp and you agree with me, then we're cool. If you don't agree with me, you're the enemy and you're on this other side, and blah blah blah. And it's kind of like crack for the masses at this point. People are so addicted to getting online and scrambling to make their point come across, but nobody's actually taking the time to listen to each other. They're just getting their points out. And if you're on my side and you agree, you're okay. If you're on that side, you're over there. Man, you're not even a part of this. And we blame and we shame and we ridicule and we point little spelling errors out to each other, and the whole time we're fighting amongst ourselves, all this shit is happening in the background. Every day as a gay man, I wake up afraid to find out what's going to happen. If you don't have that fear, if you don't have to wake up and know what's going to happen to your rights, that's a privilege. And I want to point out that that's a privilege that is really not a privilege, because if they're going to come for me, or they're going to come for a Muslim, or they're going to come for somebody else, eventually they're going to come for you. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but the fact of the matter is, if you don't, I am you. You are me. What happens to me will down the line affect you as well. You're not above this. This isn't outside of you. You're a part of it. If you are an American, this is a part of you too. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with my lifestyle, but it is a part of you too, and it affects you too, and it will affect you. I believe I believe a lot of these things that are being shown in the media uh, are distractions for what's actually happening underneath the scene of things. And again, this comes down to the discrediting of the media. There are fake sites, absolutely. There are fake sites that are both strongly left and strongly right. And then there's an in-between place where I think most people lie. I'll always feel that way. And let's not discredit our media, because without them, we're completely uninformed and things are able to happen right under our noses. At the same time, I want reason I brought it up is to kind of claim responsibility for what I post. I'm guilty of it too. I'll see something, it relates to me, I'm mad about it, I'll post it, and of course I find out later it was a fake article, or it was a lot of people do this. You know, take responsibility for what you're posting and what you're putting out there, because at this point the climate is so charged. I think if we all acted a little bit more responsibly with information that we share and try to be truthful, it would avoid all this bickering that's going on between one another. With social media comes memes and all this other stuff. So I have two memes I want to read off a few things from, and that's it. And then I'll probably end this video for now because I'm so sick of talking about this, as I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Early signs and early warnings of fascism. A fascist country has a disdain for human rights. There's an identification of enemies or scapegoats as a unifying cause. Controlled mass media. Talk about alternative facts. Religion and government are intertwined. Labor power is suppressed while corporate power is protected. That little thing has been going on for decades. Disdain for intellectuals and the arts. This includes the thoughts and opinions of professors as well as celebrities and popular entertainers. And then obsession with crime and punishment and fraudulent elections. I won't go there right now, but yeah. The last thing I want to focus on is how Hitler rose to power in a 5-step process. I'm not comparing Trump to Hitler, but I'm just going to say a few things here. Step 1, he discredited the media. Secondly, he silenced scientists and government employees. Third, hate crimes against minorities grew to record numbers. Clashes between parties became so extensive that Hitler ended civil liberties. The cause of ending these liberties was a need for law and order, and those who opposed Hitler were threatened, ridiculed, or worse. Finally, number 4, the wealth and elite supporters purchased media outlets and employed only those faithful to their causes to be able to broadcast their ideas. And lastly, Hitler declared that the single way to unify the country would be to restore traditional values. Minorities, including gays, the disabled, non-Christians, and people of color, were considered inferior, and, well, we know what happened after that. If you're wondering why people are protesting and why people are afraid, this is why. Please consider your neighbor and your friend and your relative when you, Anyway. I am petrified for what's happening right now. I'm also trying to keep positive, and I'm trying to not stay in the shadows and not be silenced. So this is possibly one of those things that I needed to do for myself, but I just want people to understand that this is a lot bigger than just a difference of opinion on where you stand, Republican or Democrat, or, anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you for watching. Peace out, and be good to one another. Thank you.